Jesse Eisenberg is back with his second movie, A Real Pain. Is it any good? Let's find out right now.
What the flying fuck, man?
I'm so
Why
sorry.
did you do
Fuck,
that?
you're like red.
Yeah, because you fucking slapped me in the face.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing A Real Pain. Before I get into it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It's free to do so. I'm on the road to 900 subscribers. I'm going to read you guys a quick plot synopsis just so you know what the movie is about. Mismatched cousins reunite for a tour through Poland to honor their beloved grandmother. The adventure takes a turn when the odd couple's odd tensions resurface against the backdrop of their family history. For the past year on social media, all I've heard from people is them crying and crying so much that Hollywood doesn't make original movies anymore. And here's one for you all. A Real Pain is a great original movie, and actually the third original movie that I've seen in like the past 2 weeks that have cracked into my top 20 of the year, because I saw this, which is definitely cracking into my top 20, top 15, Heretic, which is in the top 20, and Endure number 2, top 20 also, and then Nora, which is easily like my second favorite movie of the year. So I hate the conversation around like people saying, oh, it's only sequels that exist because Gladiator 2 is coming out. Dune 2, we're getting more sequels like Wonka 2, but seriously, there's a lot of original movies coming out, and I'm tired of the trend that people say that there's none of them. People just don't go out to see original movies or support them, and it's kind of disappointing because that's where the new filmmakers come from, and you see those new filmmakers do so well at those original films, then they get those big jobs to work on the new sequels. I used to be one of the people that didn't usually watch original films. I just saw these sequels, popular movies. But I'm happy that I'm not that kind of person anymore because I've opened my eyes into so many new films. Once you do that, you'll have so many great films to watch. And just, I love watching these new original films because they just open your eyes to new experiences. And as I said before, Jesse Eisenberg is back in the director's chair with this one after his directorial debut, which is titled When You Finish Saving the World. Finn Wolfhard was in that one, and I actually wasn't a big fan of that one. I thought the script lacked a lot of depth, but I'm happy to say that A Real Pain is a true winner from him, not only from the directing standpoint, but also from the script. He really progressed with his writing and his balance of comedy and emotional moments because it all flows so much cleaner here, because I felt like in his first film, everything was a bit choppy and all over the place, not only with the pace of the movie, but the characters' emotions seem to always be changing in the oddest ways. What makes it so much better here is, yes, it's another original story, but Jesse is kind of telling something much more simple, but it will actually stick with you for a lot longer, and a lot of people will connect to it because of what it's about. You know, it's about Poland, the Holocaust, and all that, and that is something that everyone connects with in their own way, and is something, a huge story throughout the world, and a terrible tragedy that happened in the world, and I feel like a lot of people will just connect with this movie a lot more compared to his last one. What makes this film not boring is that you're exploring these two characters and their complicated relationship while they butt heads, but also love each other very dearly throughout their tour in Poland, and each one of them portrays, you know, different personality, and it's interesting to see how each of them reacts to the tour of everything that happened in the Holocaust. Jesse Eisenberg is once again brilliant at playing this sort of shy and doesn't want to be in a group type of character, but more or less he does take a back seat in the film, except for one big moment that he has, which is a monologue while he and his tour group are eating dinner, and it's a real tearjerker, man. I almost shed some tears in that one. That's one of the best scenes in the movie, and one of the main scenes that will definitely stick with me, I think with a lot of other people, and it wouldn't work without Jesse's great writing here and his fantastic acting. I thought he did a great job. But it is Kieran Culkin who gets the most to do here and ends up stealing the show because his character lights up the room for good and bad reasons when he enters it, and his emotions are really jumpy. He's what I would call a very complex character, and we basically seen Kieran play a character like this before. If a lot of people know him from Succession, which is where I grew to love him, he's a very interesting character in that show, a very funny character, very emotional character throughout the end of that show. I'm not going to get into the spoilers, but he was brilliant in that show. I loved him there, and I'm happy that he's getting to do stuff outside that show. Well, a funny story that I heard from Jesse Eisenberg in an interview, it was actually hard to get him to do this movie because he's kind of, you know, he did a lot of acting for Succession. Now he just wants to spend time with his family, which I do get, but I'd love to see him in more movies after this one because he is one of my favorite performances of the year in this movie. You know, he's funny, he's charming, but very sad to watch at times. The score and script are, as I said, very sharp and simple, but also very, very effective. The score is mostly piano and it fits very well with the story. You know, it's kind of like a classic road trip kind of movie and a tour. And I feel like this movie you would have a fun time watching on a plane because it's a very easy breezy watch. And the script lets you walk away from the film feeling happy but also sad for these characters. But that's the point. The film is about pain, but also the joys of finding human connection in pain. The Oscar chances for this one are kind of slim, but I do expect it to maybe get into 2 categories. I'd really want to get in those 2 categories. The 2 would be original screenplay and supporting actor. Original screenplay, it's one of my favorite screenplays of the year. Original screenplay, that category isn't very stacked at the moment. I think this could easily get like 3rd or 4th place in that realm. Supporting actor, Kieran Culkin, as I said, he's brilliant in this movie, fantastic, one of my favorite performances of the year. You know, I don't see that category being that packed either. You know, if Denzel Washington for Gladiator 2 is getting all the praise and he couldn't get in for that big movie, I'd expect, you know, Kieran Culkin to get in for this one. Even though this movie, you know, it's kind of left the radar. A lot of people, a lot of the awards people that watch these movies saw this one all the way back at Sundance, I think. So it might have, you know, not been in their minds at the moment. But I really do hope he gets in because he has a lot of great moments in this film. So yeah, I predict it for 2 Oscar nominations. I'm praying that it does get those 2. Overall, A Real Pain is another terrific original movie this year. Jesse Eisenberg really leveled up as a director and a writer. Him and Kieran Culkin eat up the screen like no other and both have equal moments to shine, with both them giving great monologues. You'll laugh and cry, but want to hang out with these characters all day long. I'm going to give A Real Pain a strong 8.5 out of 10. If you saw this one, make sure to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. If you did enjoy my review, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.